Okay, hello. Guys, it has been way too long. This is the longest time ever since I started my YouTube channel that I have not been consistent. Whoa! I don't have you guys on a tripod, just have you standing up on here. About posting on YouTube, and it's been so sad for me because I love this outlet so much as a creative space, and also I feel like the connection I have with all of you is so special. It's just different than any other platform, and I have no excuse as to why this is happening. I just didn't set it up properly because I've been creating something really special that I want to share a little bit with you guys, share a little bit about it with you guys today. Why can I not think of that? And just a really unfiltered raw video, and also talk about how to heal, really heal from an unhealthy relationship with your body, with exercise, and with food. Because I want this video to be helpful for you even if you're not interested in what I share in a little bit, and actually be a way that you can take tangible steps away of how to really heal if you're struggling, if you wanna just start, if you can't afford to work with someone as support, if you just need a place to come and think about, okay, how am I going to solve this? So yeah. I kind of just want to dive into it and tell you guys what I've been doing. First of all, is that I've been creating a group coaching program. You guys know I started my one-on-one business back in October, and it has been everything I could have imagined and more. But as I started to grow, I realized that in order to really be able to impact people, to be able to offer a more affordable price point, to be able to really have a community and a group setting and have the strength and numbers of helping more people, I needed to expand, and it's been so freaking scary and also so exciting. It launches this Friday, April 30th at 10 a.m. if you are on the wait list. If you are not on the wait list and you would like to be after I talk through this, or you just already know that you need help with this and you're ready to freaking go, I'm gonna have it linked down below. I highly suggest getting on the wait list. There are only limited spots that I have allotted, and the wait list people get early access, plus bonus, the first 5 people to sign up get a one-on-one call for free to go along with it for an hour. So I would just highly suggest getting on there to make sure you have access to a limited spot if you would like one. So I'll have it all linked down below. It will explain even more if you are interested. But I also just want to talk to you guys a little bit more about kind of how I built this out, and whether or not you join the program or not, I think that this can be really, really helpful if you're feeling stuck. Because when I was going through my eating disorder in college and in high school, I just was so against finding support, partially because I felt like financially I couldn't do it, partially because I felt resistance to it, and I don't know, there were just so many things. I felt like I couldn't find someone I connected to in a program that felt right for me, and also a method, because I really just didn't connect with this idea of, oh, well, I'll just add in all these other foods and exercise less and, you know, love my body more and it'll be fine. Because I had done that. And yet I kind of relapsed back after that, even after I did all of it and was eating all the things. And so I just knew that there had to be a deeper way to go about this, a way that would really create healing. And I found it in myself, and yet I didn't know if that method would work until I really was able to apply it to these other people, my one-on-ones. And now that I've helped dozens of women get through this, I was like, I need to bring this out to people, whether that be a YouTube video, group coaching, or whatever. But I go by this 4-step method, and this is what I teach in the course, but this is also what you can try to do on your own. You know, you don't need to do it with me. But first, it's discover. So then we go to, well, let me just lay it out first. It's discover, learn, implement, and expand. Why I did this is because I think that those are 4 different steps that you have to really take in order to fully heal. A lot of the time what we skip is the why and the expand. We kind of do the learning and we do the implementing, but we don't fully commit to the first 2. And I think that those 2 things are what commonly can cause relapsing when we don't you know, pay attention to them and we don't give them the space that they need. So to start off with discover, think about why you are struggling with your relationship with food or exercise or your body or disordered eating or an eating disorder. Because when you think about why, then you get to the root cause of what the true fear is. Because I'm sure you know this, but these struggles are not about food. They're not about exercise. They're not just about your body. They're about something deeper within us, a fear that we have, something that's trauma that's coming up, our past history, when we were younger, our inner child, as you may want to call it. And we have to be able to kind of confront that more deeply in order to really move forward. So for me, to give a tangible example, I really struggled with the desire for control. I really want to control my life because when I was younger, I felt really out of control. I felt like I could never do enough. And because of that, I looked to food and exercise as things that I could really hold on to grasp onto this false sense of control. And I did in so many aspects of my life. But I wanted to avoid that. I wanted to just think that was my personality, that I just really enjoyed this way of living, that it was just healthy. And I would refuse to confront that deeper reason for so long. And it wasn't until I confronted that and found that I could really heal, but then also discover my bigger why. My why do I want to recover? I want to recover because, you know, I don't want to pass this to my family one day. I want to recover because I want to be able to be successful in my life and my job and what that means to me and all of these different things. And I suggest writing these down, finding them, writing them down, and using those as your anchors as you go through recovery. Like remembering those when times get tough, that it's like, okay, it's not about the food, it's about this. But also remembering when times get tough, you know what? I want to do this not just because I want freedom with food or freedom with exercise, all those things are great, but because I don't want to do this to my family in the future. Really connecting to those bigger reasons. And then once you have those, you start to learn. Learn about why the stuff that we hear about in freaking diet culture and society by other dietitians, even nutritionists, doctors, all the people can be a load of freaking crap. Why you don't need to be scared of carbohydrates, why you don't have to exercise to eat, why we need to neutralize food so you don't feel guilt, why there are no good and bad foods, what exercise actually does for you, how to learn about why BMI is freaking crap. All of these things that we learned and how I have to unlearn and also replace that with things that really make us feel our best. And this process looks different for everybody. It doesn't need to be like taking this course or being so tangible, but just like committing to taking out all the noise, whether that be unfollowing a lot of people on social media, which I really highly suggest, implementing more positivity in your life in terms of books that you're reading or media that you're consuming. And even if you can, ideally, right, especially talking to a professional or someone during this time. I mean, I do all these 4 steps in my group coaching and in my one-on-ones, but like having someone to bounce ideas off of that you know is a reputable source to be able to tell you like, okay, this is not true. Even following someone on Instagram though, that's a reputable source, can do that. And then once you take that, this is where we really implement our goals. And you do implement goals throughout that whole time, but this is where we get serious. Like, how do I continually implement goals going forward? And how to do this, in my experiences, is to remember to write things down if you're working on your own. If not, you can kind of tell your practitioner who you're working with what's going on. But I even think writing it down is helpful. Think about what things scare you. You know, what things does it feel scary to take out? What things does it feel scary to add in? For some example, okay, I'm afraid of carbs. What am I least afraid of? Okay, I'm least afraid of potatoes. I'm using real examples. And I'm most afraid of a bagel. If you don't eat any potatoes now, start with that. Start with 2 times a week eating potatoes. Build to 3, build to 4. Then you're like, okay, I'm good with potatoes. I'm gonna move to rice. And then implement that. And you keep moving with those goals. It's all about those small, realistic, attainable goals. On the flip side, maybe exercise is something that you need to take out. If you're working on your own and you know it'd be too hard to go from exercising however much to exercising none, then take it in the same way. Okay, I'm only going to exercise this week this many times for this amount of time, and I'm not going to exceed that. And setting those goals with yourself, even adding someone in if you can't work with someone that can add some accountability for you, that you trust and you care about, and that you feel like has your best interest in mind. And as you start to build out all of these areas of fear, the best thing you can do, and a really good advice I heard that someone says, is just act like you don't have the struggle you have. And I know that's easier said than done, and this may not resonate for some of you, but act like you don't have disordered eating. Like, I'm gonna go out to a restaurant and I'm gonna order what sounds good to me and what I want, and that I'm gonna act like I'm not even thinking about it. And over time, when you act like it, just like practicing a sport, the better and better and better you get over time. And then that's where we lead into expanding. So what does expanding mean? That means taking all of those goals and things you were implementing, taking your why, taking your learning, and just continually expanding. Because as you guys know, freaking diet culture is gonna come up. All of these things are gonna come yep in our ear. And even just like the challenges that come up are gonna change, you know? And sometimes you'll go through and you'll feel totally recovered, or you'll feel like you're really far in your recovery, and then a random thing will come up and you're like, wow, I just haven't even faced that. I haven't faced this different thing, like Halloween candy or Christmas dinner, I don't know, right? And that's how we learn to expand over time, continually working with this. Now, I don't want this to sound like there's not such thing as being totally recovered, because I myself identify as being totally recovered, but you never want to think of, you know, you always at the same time want to continually improve yourself, right? Your relationship with food. And even though I view myself recovered around food and body image and exercise, I don't always see myself as recovered. Like, I'm continually learning in the areas of the personality traits, like perfectionism and, you know, overachieving and all of that stuff that contributed to my ED, right? So just always being mindful and expanding continually. And yeah, I was a whole huge dump. I don't know if you can tell how passionate I am about this program, this way of working through things. And I truly believe if you don't have the means to work with someone, which if you do have the means, I really, really suggest doing it, whether that be me or someone else, whoever, because it just can make such a big impact. I don't regret things, but it's definitely something I look back and think it could have been very helpful to do. But if you don't have the means, try this motto. Message me on Instagram, DM me or email me, and I'm happy, or comment down below too, and we can be there together and work through this, because you don't have to have someone just to work through this stuff. Just starting, just learning your why, just writing down the stuff that scares you, all that stuff makes such a big difference. So if this does resonate with you and you would be interested in working together, especially in group coaching, because that's launching very soon this Friday. Sorry, I don't know why I had to do that. Then definitely click that link down below, comment down below, message me. I'm always happy to answer questions. I'm really excited about this. I wish that I had this program when I was going through this. That's why I created it, but also I created it because this is the exact method that worked for me. It worked for my clients, and I know that it can help you too. If you're feeling like, wow, that was me, like this video spoke to me, then this is for you. This is your chance to invest in yourself, to get ready before you go into summer and all of this diet culture crap comes out even stronger, before our new normal returns and everybody's talking about the quarantine 15 and losing it. Before all this crap happens, you deserve to live your life free of all the BS and to be actually happy. And so even if it's an investment, remember, what is the cost of not investing, is how I think about it. So I could get way too passionate, and I hope this video is helpful at all. I know it's a little bit different, and I promise I will be back to normal content here very soon, because this is not always the type of video that I make, but I really do hope these tips were helpful. I would love, love, love your feedback down below of what you thought of this video. If you want to see more videos like this, what videos you want to see on my channel now that I'm coming back in action. Ooh, 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 ooh. I guess I'm in a singing mood today. What if that got copyrighted even though it's not a song? Or maybe it is, who knows? But anyways, enough of me rambling on. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here, so much for listening, so much for your patience, and I'm so excited to bring this out to you, but also to get back here, get back to doing this, which I love so much. And definitely subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and hit that like button if it was helpful, and I'll see you back here soon. Bye guys.